introducing Melani from South Africa and her husband Jaap, 8 months after Melani completed the Anxiety-Free Life program.
Every person's life situation is different, and ours was very real, and it was very sad.
So maybe tell us a little bit about where you were at before Melani joined the program and how it was affecting you and the kids and your relationship.
To experience what my wife had experienced in the past when she was young, she kind of made me experience that as well. And that was... Sorry, I might get very emotional here, but to see my wife's hurt was the worst for me. We really went to quite a few options to overcome this depression, and we didn't try everything because my wife's very natural in medicine and all that kind of thing.
Can I quickly say something? So if I could answer your question as to like where we were at before the program, I would say like when it was at its worst, it was at a place where I was triggered by the minute, lashing out in anger or either in tears, just feeling broken. And also, just having so much, feeling so stressed that if Jaap only asked me to quickly go buy milk, for instance, and it wasn't on my schedule planned, like pre-thought out, it would like trip me up. I would feel so like anxious and can I do this? And this is too much and just overwhelmed all the time. And obviously I lashed out at Jaap mostly. And then the kids, obviously, they're always around, so they experience this, they feel this. So there was tension in the house also, and lots of arguing.
And how was that for you, Jaap?
I think of most of her life, she's been through these horrible feelings of not being worthy. For me, being helpless and not able to help her, that was very terrible for me, because the only thing I could do was to pray in that moment. And sometimes I would lash back at her and I would put my defenses up, and it's...
I quickly want to say something. I remember one day, because obviously when I got triggered, I would get my guns out, and I'm very good with my words. And so I can shoot quite well with my words. And so that I remember previously hurt Jaap a lot.
Yeah.
It hurt him. It broke him down as a person. I could see how his own identity faded, because I took him on as if, whatever triggered me, which I know now is actually from the past, I would lash it out on him as it's being him, and it wasn't. And so I remember this one day when he was standing and he was doing dishes, and he actually started crying, and he said, I know I should hug you, but I don't even want to hug you anymore. And that hit me really, now I'm getting emotional. That really hit me so hard, because I realized I've hurt him so much that he cannot love me in that moment. So that's how bad it got. And that's bad for us, because we love each other a lot.
Do you remember that moment, Jaap?
I do remember. And that's a moment of defeat. That's a moment of sorrow and of deep hurt. That you've hurt each other so bad with words that you're in that hole in that moment together, and I think a lot of these things Melani went through, and kind of in that moment you are being dragged down with that depression with your loved one, and you can only be strong so much. And that's why I even asked Trace, do you have a program for men? I also need to go on this thing.
So where do you think that your relationship would be now and moving into the future if Melani had not done the program, if it was just continuing on the way it was?
Yeah, that was a story. That was something that I when we got married, Naomi, our pastors said to us, "May the word divorce never ever cross your lips as a couple."
Mm.
And I really took that to heart. That I actually canceled that word out right there and then in my life with my wife, because you get married because you really want to spend the rest of your life with this extraordinary, amazing person.
What's the best thing that's happened since Melani has done the program? How are things now?
The fact that she sees the truth. The past was surfaced up and telling her, but that's who she is. And now she's actually seeing the truth. I can see in her mind there's a switch and deciding to know that she is worthy, that she's awesome. And to see that in my wife is, for me, the biggest change. Also, it has affected our children. They are not stupid. They could see there's a little bit of joy back now. And that joy is something that needs to be developed now, because to laugh together and to dance together and to be silly and be crazy, and that seriousness is just slowly disappearing, because laughter and joy it cancels out depression.
Something that I felt that is very prominent, that's actually immediately started after I finished the program, which was to me amazing. The first thing was that I didn't react in anger anymore. I could listen. Yeah. I could listen to what he was saying, and even if I don't agree or feel offended by it, I wouldn't lash out and start screaming at him and point fingers and shoot him down. I would rather say, well, you know what you just said makes me feel like this, so I could handle it in a very normal way. And the other thing that I realized is things will still trigger you. It's just you don't react the same way. It's now you can handle it normally, which is a huge thing for me. And I see it in my marriage as well, whereas I don't react and I don't lash out in anger and I don't feel overwhelmed. I feel, oh yeah, of course I can go pick up the milk. I mean, hello, that's nothing, So those factors have just been cancelled out. And that's just by the renewal of the mind. And I find it fascinating how powerful our minds are, and how quickly our minds can change, and therefore our lives can change.
So was it a noticeable change for you, Jaap? Did you notice that?
I saw a change in the first week, my dear.
Yes.
And the change was that you were, for the first time in your life, you were excited to do something again. It was like, yes, Lord, thank you. Lord. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
She was excited about something. She wanted to, her eyes was different. She could see that something in this program is going to make her better. And I was just like, hallelujah. Yes. So that's my answer to that question.
Like Jaap said, within the first week, I already started feeling better. It's just, to know, I think the first thing is when you start the program to know that there's hope. That is huge when you need healing. If you don't, because you're in a very hopeless state of being when you start, And then within the first week, your hope returns. That is huge. And understanding of what's going on with you. And to know that this will change. Not can, it will. It will change. That is huge. So for me, the program is such an amazing foundation to start building a new house. And it's a strong foundation. It's a foundation that won't break, that won't crumble. It's a good, strong foundation. Like Jaap said, it's a work in progress. But because the foundation is now right, you can just go up from there. It's not going down. And that is the beauty of what you do in this program.
How did Melani's mental health affect the kids and you overall as a family?
Okay, so I just wanted to answer that in short so that you can help others. It was like trying to mix water with oil. That is how I can explain this. Your joy can't be carried over to her. My kids' joy can't be carried over to her, and wanting to share that with her. So I just wanted to answer that in short.
Wow, that must have felt so disempowering to not be able to help.
It's not my responsibility anymore because it's been almost on my shoulders, and it was a heavy burden to carry. Hey, so
what's it like having the old Melani back?
It's like in the beginning of our relationship. It's like that, but now with kids. So. It's wonderful. That's the word that I can describe. It's wonderful to see my wife. It's almost like being reborn. And so she is discovering herself, who she is meant to be. I mean, she goes and jump in the sea when it's freezing now, and she goes and walk with friends, and she does things, you know. So for me, it's wonderful.
Yes, you know what? Something that I also can say is when I finished the program, it felt like now I am rediscovering who I am because I'm not reacting. So it's new. It feels wonderfully strange. But then, yeah, it's like you're rediscovering who you are. And like Jaap said, I'm the person that I don't want to go for a walk. I don't want to swim. I don't want to do this. Like, I didn't want to do anything. And now I'm the one getting them into the sea. I'm like, let's get up tomorrow morning and let's go swim. And they're like, but it's cold. I'm like, exactly. It's great. And it's so out of my character, but now it's part of my character because that's actually who I am. I'm not the person that the depression or the anxiety or the stress tells me I am anymore.
What would you say to somebody who was considering doing the program? Or to the husband, what would you say to the husband?
There is hope, my brother. Naomi's way is a way to help you do it. That's what I would say.
We run the Anxiety Free Life program 4 times a year. Just visit www.mylocalhypnosis.com.au/programs. We'd love to hear from you.
I remember distinctly that evening after the program, whereas before I was like, I'm going to kill him. I'm going to freaking kill him, you know. And then that night after the program, I'm like, oh, he's so amazing.
You're amazing. I'm so blessed with you in my life. I'm so blessed with you in my life. So thank you very much, Naomi. Thank you. That's what I can say to you. May the Lord truly bless so many other people through you.